What's up guys, I'm randomfrankp, back with episode 147 of Room Tour Project, the series where we show off the best gaming setups to give you some ideas and inspirations for your own setup. If you see anything you like, I'll have it all listed for you in the description down below so you can check it out, and I'll put that little fire emoji next to some of the great deals and sales that are going on at the moment. But let's kick off episode 147. First up is a very nice looking single monitor setup here that takes advantage of some ambient RGB lighting to really make this setup shine. It's got that backboard there to hide some cables and stuff for cable management, plus of course the Nanoleaf Aurora light panels on top of the setup for that extra RGB glow. So checking out his gear, that is a Viotech GN34C, so a 34-inch curved ultra-wide monitor, and I like how above that he has a Google Home Mini kind of mounted there. And you can see right off the bat here that white is going to be a primary kind of color theme throughout. For the peripherals, his keyboard here is the Magic Force 49, although in other pictures you might have seen the Black Widow Tournament V2 keyboard, which he switches between, and the mouse of choice is the Razer Basilisk. Both are on a white extended mouse pad, and then for audio, his headphones are the Philips SHP 9500, and his studio speakers he has are the Kanto YU4. Then as for his PC, you can see it's mounted behind that board I showed before to give some separation from the wall. Also with the RGB light in there, it's really going to make it enhanced. That's actually an H440 case from NZXT. Kind of got like an open airflow system going on. And what's cool is he has it hooked up to this switch right by his door so he can turn it on and off when he leaves or enters the room. But as for specs, it's an Intel i7 3930K CPU on an Asus Rampage 9 Extreme motherboard and an EVGA GTX 1080 Ti Superclock 2 graphics card. And taking a peek at a different shot of his room here, tons of cool figures and stuff, definitely a gaming room and a lover of Overwatch as you can see, but really makes for a great setup. Love the really clean white look he has going on here. And note guys, this is his guest bedroom setup. Just wait a few weeks until you see his main setup. I would have no problem being a guest here. Next up, we have Peter with a dual monitor setup in the stacked orientation. You guys know I always love these. Also looking pretty nice and organized with that kind of entertainment setup off to the left side here, so definitely convenient for gaming and watching movies and stuff. So checking out his displays, up top is a 4K 27-inch Dell monitor, with the bottom one, his primary display, being an LG 34-inch ultra-wide. And then of course when the lights are off with the light strips behind the desk, the monitors, and in the shelves and stuff, this room really comes to life, looks really colorful. It's cool how he has it kind of like sectioned and stuff with the different light strips. So for his peripherals here, he's actually using gear from iBuyPower. It's their keyboard and mouse duo. I'd assume you can pick this up on their website. They also got a little trio fake cycling collection going on there. And although it's not pictured, his headphones of choice are the AKG K240. But now we'll check out the PC over on the right side of his desk. In that case is the Radimax Alpha RGB gaming case. Inside's an Intel i7 8700K CPU with the Corsair H60 AIO, kind of like an older version of that, on an Asus Prime Z370P motherboard. Got 32 gigs of RAM, and an Asus Strix GTX 1070 graphics card. Interesting to see that it is a custom PC and not an iBuyPower pre-built because he has those iBuyPower peripherals. So yeah, man, I'm digging it. I always like the stacked orientation here. I think you pull it off well, especially with the RGB lighting and stuff. Like having those strips kind of layered behind everything really makes stuff stand out. My only 2 cents would be to see if you could stretch that Black Panther wallpaper across both of them instead of having them copied on each. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Always loving these kind of setups. So simple and just, yes. It's natural, it's classy, it's elegant. It is everything I love looking at. Besides your mom. What? And I love how he has all the natural lighting there. Really just opens up the whole space he has going on. Got some plants, and it's just refreshing. You guys know I love these. It is definitely a refreshing looking setup. So checking out the displays, one is the Asus PG34 8Q, so a 34-inch ultra-wide for the primary. Then the vertical one on the right side is a 24-inch Asus model that is a 144Hz refresh rate. Looking like a pretty heavy-duty monitor arm as well. And for the peripherals, you can see his headphones there. Those are the Sennheiser HD 599, and he also has the Mod Mic 5 attached to that. As for his keyboard, it is the Vortex Poker 3 in white with the Logitech G500S mouse, and of course a nice walnut wrist rest for the keyboard. Let's just take a second to appreciate it. You know, it's all about the aesthetic here, the white and wooden look to go in with this whole kind of classy look to his setup. Definitely matches it to a T, I think. Then we'll take a look at his PC, which is equally as nice. This is the Phanteks Enthoo Evolve case with their tempered glass side panel in silver, and inside is an i7 4790K CPU with a Dark Rock Pro 3 CPU cooler. We got 16 gigs of Corsair RAM and a GTX 1080 Ti from Asus, the Strix edition. And I like how the only real light strips to his setup are just from his PC, with light strips inside his Phanteks case and on the Strix graphics card. Keeping it nice and simple, as I've said. Another shot of the living room and stuff. It's just a nice looking space. I absolutely love this so much. It's like out of a design magazine. So while I can rant and rave for another 5 minutes and just use filler words and stuff, you get the idea. Just a really classy, simple looking setup that I think is outstanding, and it doesn't need 100 RGB light strips to stand out. Now we got polar opposites here with Kristian Kay, who is definitely going for more of that aggressive gamer look with the 4 displays, practically an all-white theme in this room with some color coming out of the monitor and stuff. But if you thought for a second the RGB wasn't going to be strong, of course it is, because with an all-white setup, the more RGB lights you add to the bulbs and strips, it's going to make the whole room that color. Damn. So for his displays, the bottom 3 are all the same. They are 27-inch BenQ and Zowie displays, the XL2730, 144 Hz apiece. Then overhead is another BenQ monitor, but it is a 28-inch panel. So you're getting 1 more inch there, and there's a joke to be made somewhere. So for his peripherals, he has the Razer Black Widow X Chroma keyboard with the Razer Death Adder Elite Chroma mouse on a nice extended mouse pad from Aukey. And you can see up in that corner there, one of my favorite products. I'm always going to give it some love, the Elgato Stream Deck. You can see he's got it all customized with some web pages and some games he frequently plays. Always got to have one of those in your setup. And then as for his audio gear, we have the Razer Kraken 7.1 Chroma headset with the Audio Engine A2 Plus speaker. So for the most part, he is an all Razer and BenQ guy. And before we check out the PC, we gotta peep this cable management job, which is damn near perfect. He has one of those big strips underneath his desk there, so he can just neatly plug everything in so nothing is drooping down or hanging on the floor except for his cable from his headset, but that's okay. This is a great cable management job. But now we can check out that PC. This is the NZXT S340 case in white and a really clean looking build. This thing is like spotless. Inside's an Intel i7 7700K CPU with some sort of foreign cooler. I don't even know how to say that. Alpenfun on an MSI Z170A Crate Gaming 3X motherboard. Got 32 gigs of Ballistic Sport RAM and an EVGA GTX 1080 Ti FTW3 graphics card. Then next to this setup, I'm loving the board on the wall here. Just a really great overall space. I love seeing stuff like this. It's just a very sterile looking room with it being all white. Nothing seems out of place or unorganized. And a massive pop figure collection. Like, this is what you see in like stores, but he's got them all here. I've never owned more than one that I got in like a loot box, but some people love them. And this guy, he's got them all. It works out for him. Kristian, this is a crazy nice setup. The word for this one is absolutely sterile. In the best of ways, it is so clean. Loving the all-white appearance too, because like we showed before, you can throw on all the lights and have it really change to whatever color you want, and the whole room will glow. Then last but not least, we have Johannes here, and this one's perfectly timed because with Assassin's Creed Odyssey coming out, we have an entire Assassin's Creed themed setup. This is looking great. Tons of custom detailing and work going into this too, from the desk risers to the emblem on the PC, custom paint jobs for some of the gear and peripherals. Loving setups like this that dedicate themselves to a theme and always go that extra mile to make it stand out. So he's rocking 2 displays here. His main monitor is an LG 34 UC79G, so a 34-inch ultrawide, with the second one being a BenQ 24-inch chilling off to the left side. It's got a white light strip behind his desk with another strip behind his monitor to give it that kind of dark red glow too. You know, Assassin's Creed, white and red, well at least the first few. It's gonna make that wall decal really stand out too. Now for his peripherals, like I was saying before, custom painted here to match his theme, and that's the popular Logitech G710 Plus, so really customized here with the Logitech MX Master 2S in that white color, all matching. And as for audio, he has the Logitech G933 Snow Edition with the Creative Inspire A60 speakers. And of course, you can kind of peep the wallpaper there on his phone, Assassin's Creed. So white and red lights in the headset, matching his custom painted keyboard. And you saw it in the first few photos, but I love the dedication for putting the decal on the desk risers here, so he could have some clearance underneath, but also have the logo on display with a little USB hub there as well. And checking out his cable management using the IKEA Signum underneath there mounted. It's going to have all the cables and the strips and stuff kept up nice and tidy. Again, another great cable management job here. $20 well spent. And then we're going to check out his custom PC. Loving it. Got the fractal design R5 case with the logo there on the front. You can even see a design etched into the side panel there. Inside's an Intel 6600K CPU with a Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo cooler. We got 24 gigs of Crucial Ballistics RAM. That's an odd choice. On an Asus Z170P motherboard. And an MSI GTX 1070 Armor GPU with a custom backplate. Got the white and black braided cables as well. So a great job with the build here, matching your setup also. This is the kind of stuff that makes me love doing this. I love seeing dedication. I love seeing time spent. Like, you can really tell he put a lot of thought and just time into making this, perfecting it, and then executing. Because what we have here, the temporarily final product, you know, setups are never finished, but love it, man. Good job, Johannes. Alright guys, that'll wrap it up for episode 147 of Room Tour Project. I hope you all enjoyed. And don't forget, check the links in the description down below for all the gear and hardware you saw. Have listed down there for you, as well as some simple instructions on how to submit your setup you can only possibly consider to be on a future episode of Room Tour Project. Just check the links down below for it all. If you liked the episode, give it a thumbs up to show your support. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at randomfrankp. There's a hair. My God, there's a hair in my eye. And lastly, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I'm Random Frank P. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.